Happy winter solstice, my friends. It's the darkest and longest, or shortest day of the year, longest in darkness. And approximately over the next 3 days, it will appear as though the sun has died and a new sun will be born on Christmas Eve. In all our nature, the sun is perhaps the most prominent object in myths and legends all around the world and throughout time. The importance of the rhythms of light and dark and warmth and cold were recognized, although not understood, by earliest man. Our very survival depends on the sun, and as far as man could see, the sun comes and goes, either bringing or taking away its life-giving resources. Ancient man noticed that the sun did not rise and set in the same place nor rise as high in the sky in the winter. With no understanding of the movement of Earth, explanations centered around the sun moving around our world seemed to come and go. We can understand how the light became a symbol for goodness, life, positivity, and then the dark became a symbol for fear, death, and evil. Sun gods can be found throughout history in every corner of the globe, and in the more northern countries, the effects of lightness and darkness were so profound that there was real fear in upsetting the sun god. To early civilizations, it was hugely important to please the sun, to provide gifts, to honor, and to revere. Nothing must be done to upset the sun, as if displeased, it could go away forever. Those observing the changes of the season realized that there was a point of change in the midwinter and the midsummer, and they explained it by the sun stopping and changing direction from traveling south to north. The word solstice comes from the Latin to mean the sun standing still. It was at these two midpoints in the year that the sun appeared to stop for a few days, and they became the most important festivals of pleasing the sun god to make sure that it carried on with its journey. Winter brings the frozen earth, dying crops, short days, and long, dark, cold nights. Little thrives in the winter months, and survival was hard in the northern countries of Europe. The winter solstice became the most important time of the year as people created elaborate rituals to ensure that the sun would return and bring back the warmth necessary to maintain life. The long dark night of the winter solstice, the turning point of the sun's journey, was seen as the moment that light was reborn and the new year begun, and it came to symbolize birth, death, and rebirth. Perhaps the most prominent legend to have survived is that of the Norse goddess Frigga. Frigga gave birth to her son, the young sun, Baldur. This was symbolized as giving birth to the light in darkness, and in the northern Europe, the longest night is known also as Mother's Night. Throughout the world, gods and goddesses of light were born during the winter solstice, bringing hope and a promise of the return of the warmth and the light of the sun in the new year. Not only do we have the story of the baby Jesus, but also Horus was born to Egyptian goddess Isis, Mithras, the unconquered son of Persia, and Amaterasu, the Japanese sun goddess, were born, and the birth of Lucia, goddess of light, is celebrated across Europe at this time. Hestia, or Roman goddess Vesta, doused and then relit the hearth fires, and in Scotland, Wish Night is when wishes are at their most powerful time in the year. On the night of the solstice, Rhiannon, the Celtic mare goddess, rides through the dreams of people, helping to make their dreams come true. By understanding the harshness of the lives of the ancient people in Northern Europe, we can begin to understand, as well as all in the northern hemisphere. We can begin to understand the importance and enduring nature of the myths and the legends surrounding the winter solstice. So happy winter solstice to everyone. Stop worshiping the sun in the sky or a fake man or god or goddess, and worship the Christ within. Love yourselves and love each other unconditionally.
There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. In God, I know I'm one. It's when he's on a drum. Tell your children not to do what I have done. Spend your lives in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun.